Welcome to Solutions Rising. I'm Rachel Branch. Here we are again with another program with Berkshire County Sheriff Thomas N. Bowler, and I am delighted. We have enjoyed continuing conversations about the innovative program Sheriff Bowler and the staff at the Berkshire House of Corrections have created and implemented since his election in 2011. The community impact is palpable, exemplary, and so necessary. And continuing in that vein of innovative program creation, this program is going to highlight Second Street, Second Chances. And I am so pleased that Mr. Jason F. Cuyler, the Executive Director, has agreed to be our guest. It is a joy to welcome you both, Sheriff Bowler, Tom, and Mr. Cuyler, Jason, if I may. And we will start right off with Sheriff Bowler. Tom, I would like you to begin by telling how the Berkshire House of Corrections and its efforts for formerly incarcerated individuals to become productive members of our communities during their residency and upon release that led to the creation of the newest program, Second Street.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for having us.
Oh, I'm delighted.
Well, we're delighted to be here. You know, over the last 12 years, even prior to that, it was important to us what we saw with our individuals that were leaving our facility and being reintegrated back out into the community. One of the flaws or gaps that we had were the aftercare programs once they leave our facility. Now, we have case managers inside the facility. Jason was one of those case managers for many years that would prepare these individuals for reintegration back into the community and these services. We saw and we found the gap that we had was that's where we lose these people is after they leave that structured environment that we have at the jail. When they're back out in the community, getting them to employment interviews, getting them to even to a bank just where they could deal with their finances, educational programs, NA programs, AA programs, doctor's appointments, things like this, housing appointments. We found a lot of them couldn't do it on their own because they never had any guidance or structure in their lifetime, in their lifestyles. So for years, I've been asking and advocating with our legislation to give us what we called street workers. Now we call them navigators. And these street workers would be responsible for getting these individuals once they've left our jail on Cheshire Road to these appointments or these things that they needed to follow up the aftercare programs, a continuation of services. So basically what happened is a gentleman by the name of Mark Gold, an attorney here in Berkshire County, came up to see me and we had a long conversation about it. He and two visioned, he saw the gap that we were dealing with, and so we put our heads together and we came up with a program out of Second Street and called it Second Street, Second Chances. And the unique thing about Second Street is Second Street Jail has been there since right after the Civil War, okay? Civil War veterans came back from the Civil War and they built a new facility where it lies now on Second Street. So Second Street has always been, because it's so uniquely, it's right in the center of Pittsfield, it's easy to get to. But for many, many years, those who were formerly incarcerated there knew that this was, I don't want to say home, but it was a place where they could go and get care. They knew that the people there cared about them. They wanted them to be successful in the community. They wanted them to be strong. They wanted them to be safe. They wanted them to be educated. This is how we create a stronger, safer, and healthier community. That's our goal, to create a strong, safe, and healthy community. And these individuals know, we also know, that the stronger and the healthier that we can make these individuals, well, they're going to obviously create a stronger, healthier community. So Second Street has always been that hub, that centrally located hub where people who've been formerly incarcerated know they can get help there. So that's why we chose to use Second Street as this location, this venue. And so we talked, and Mark Gold's idea was to form a not-for-profit. and we got a board of directors of 15, 22 individuals, and very diverse. We actually started out with 3 formerly incarcerated individuals. I think we're down to 1 though, it's still on the board. Two that are still on the board, and they're important because they're the ones who know where the gaps lie from going from incarceration back out into the community. So their role is very, very vital, and the information they have and give us allows us to work on the gaps that we're missing. So with that, Mark Gold started the program, started with the not-for-profit. We got the not-for-profit started, and we had to get somebody to run it. And I knew just the right person to run it, and that was Jason Cuyler, who had been with us for over 20 years. Obviously, one of our case managers, understands the security aspect of our jail, understands the case management program or aspect of it, educational component, the mental health, and the obviously the counseling when it comes to the addiction portion of it. So that was a no-brainer. He has a tremendous network. He's on several different boards throughout the community, and it was a no-brainer to put him as the executive director.
This sounds like a superb safety net program.
It is.
Really. So I am really looking forward to hearing whatever you would like to tell about your background, and then go right into from the Berkshire House of Corrections to your position as executive director.
Absolutely. Rachel, thanks for having me, and Sheriff,
delight.
Thanks for that wonderful introduction. So my name is Jason Cuyler. I'm a lifelong resident here of Berkshire County. Born and raised in Pittsfield, specifically on the west side of Pittsfield, and went away for a little while to the University of Massachusetts, received a sociology degree, certification in criminology, came back to the Berkshires for a little bit of time to take care of my grandmother and grandfather. Thought that it was going to be a short stay when I returned, and you know, found out that, you know, this place it's a great place. It's a great place to be. Had employment with Hillcrest Educational, worked for Department of Social Services, and then landed at the Berkshire County Sheriff's Office in, let's see, it was 2000, July of 2000, and have been with the Sheriff's Office ever since.
Oh my goodness. Which is how I got back to the Berkshires. I had to come back to take care of my mother. Those are things you have to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this has turned out to be a wonderfully rewarding career for you.
Absolutely.
Second chance.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so I've done case management inside of the House of Correction for, you know, as the sheriff stated, over 20 years, and found that I really enjoyed it. You know, really enjoyed connecting with people and, you know, figuring out how I can help in any way possible. You know, I truly believe in the Berkshire County community, and I feel that this is a way that I can, you know, obviously give back. Dealing directly with men and women that have made, good men and women that have made some decisions, some poor decisions in their life, and trying to get them back on the right path. And I've been blessed to be placed at 2nd Street, you know, back in the community, working well with other community agencies. One of the things that we decided to do when, you know, we formed 2nd Street was collaborate with all the local agencies.
Yes.
So here in Berkshire County, we feel that we have a lot of very strong agencies. And when we initially started our work group, as the sheriff made reference to, we reached out to the most important piece is formerly incarcerated individuals. And then we reached out to other agencies such as the Berkshire Museum, the Berkshire Innovation Center, Community Legal Aid, Berkshire Health Systems, Berkshire County Regional Housing Authority, and Berkshire Community College. And through that collaborative effort, we feel that you know, we can provide a holistic approach to reintegration, bringing the men and women back to the Berkshire County community and helping them strive and be successful.
Collaboration these days is essential with all that is going on.
Extremely.
Really, really essential. Would you like to talk specifically about some of the programs? And of course, people who know me know that one of my accents is obviously on women. And,
Yeah.
And empowering women. And
So we'll start there.
okay,
Okay.
that'll be fine with me.
So we'll start there. We have I think one of the the shining stars of Second Street program is the Women's Aftercare Group, which is run by Lindsay Maynard, who is a correctional caseworker, now sergeant for the Berkshire County Sheriff's Office. And Lindsay's been working for the Sheriff's Office for approximately 9 years, and one of her roles has been dealing specifically with women. And what she does is she goes down to the Chicopee Women's Facility and meets with them prior to their discharge, which is extremely important in this situation because it gives us the opportunity as navigators to get to know the clients and to also for the clients to get to know us so that they can form some form of trust. Lindsay, through that process, helps the women transition back to Berkshire County. And it's truly amazing to watch her operate with the women in the sense that they call her as soon as she gets to work in the morning, whether it's 7 or 7:30, and she's in direct contact with them throughout the day. The Women's Aftercare Group is actually a very, very powerful group. It meets weekly on Tuesdays, 4 to 5. If anyone is interested in joining the group that's formerly incarcerated, so it's Tuesdays 4 to 5 at 2nd Street, and the laughter that I hear from the group through the whole reentry process, they truly enjoy being together and are very supportive of one another, and there is opportunity where they actually cook meals for each other, and we'll order pizza where they can sit and they call it breaking bread over some very positive conversations.
So they've created a community, which is real important and particularly because each one of the women know that the other women have been in similar circumstances, so they are comforted and also supported by that. And I was very pleased to see Berkshire District Attorney Tim Shagru. I saw an article in the Berkshire Eagle about his coming and talking and listening to the women, and I think that's wonderful. And of course, that goes for the men also.
With Second Street, it wasn't designed. I think you've heard me say before that anyone who has an opiate addiction, it's not a short-term fix. It's a long-term fix to get clean of opiates and to live a lifestyle away from the opiate environment or arena. Second Street, it's not a short-term fix either. We want these people to succeed, but we don't stop dealing with them when they succeed. We want to expand that through their lifetime. Because those are the people who are also going to be able to come back and give us the feedback, fill in the gaps that we've had, like the board of directors, a couple of the formerly incarcerated individuals that we have on our board of directors. So it's not just, okay, they're doing well, now we just wash our hands of them. It's a long-term engagement or long-term rapport and relationship that we have with these individuals. We often find that people will relapse. Some will relapse within months, within days of getting released from incarceration. Some will go 6, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, 9 years. But something in their lifestyle triggers that and they relapse. So we want to make sure that we maintain a relationship and rapport and provide a structured lifestyle for these individuals almost for a lifetime. We want them to be part of our family. The longer they're with us, the stronger they're going to get and the better off they're going to be and the healthier they're going to be.
Well, I know the structure. Tom and I, Jason, have talked on prior shows. My family's been devastated by alcoholism and drugs. In fact, I lost a nephew almost 2 years ago in June, right on Elm Street in Pittsfield, from relapse into alcoholism. And what it does to families, not just the person who is suffering from the illness, but the whole family. So to know that this is a long-term, lifetime, these are lifetime commitments. And I do believe probably the camaraderie, the gathering of people, the structure, all of these help with someone dealing with the illnesses they are living with.
And when I emphasized earlier that the venue, the hub of 2nd Street, these individuals know they can get the care they need without any questions being asked, okay? We anticipate people are going to relapse. We understand that. We know that's a fact of life. We know that's going to happen. But it doesn't matter to us. We just pick up from square one and we start all over again with these individuals.
Yeah.
But the fact that 2nd Street is so easy to get to, I mean, there are so many people that just come day to day.
Absolutely.
Looking for services and help and get and so that we can point them in the right direction, whether it's with their mental health, educational opportunities, housing, which is very difficult.
Absolutely.
We're finding
Oh,
out
yes.
housing is very, very difficult. But their own medical conditions. We have, who comes every,
So,
is it CHP?
yeah, well, so we have CHP and Berkshire Harm Reduction. They're both of their mobile units come to 2nd Street on a rotating basis. And we feel, that's very helpful as well.
So you've also got legal assistance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So-
is that for those who are part of the program being able to ask questions if they need to protect themselves from, or just concerned about a legal situation?
So there's a couple of different things. It's more of a know your rights. So a couple of the things that we talk about during that is, how to, respectfully interact with law enforcement. We talk about knowing your rights when it comes to employment and housing. And we also have it's been a very popular workshop. It's sealing your criminal record. So community legal aid provides these services to our clients. And it's been one of the most sought after portions of 2nd Street.
Probably because it's so hard. Even looking for a job, if you have to put that down on an application, and some of those laws are changing, aren't they now?
Absolutely.
So that you could be, well, part of what you're doing is expunging the record.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing when it comes to employment is knowing what questions to respond, how to respond to questions, how to explain yourself, how to talk a little bit about your history and how you got to where you are, and also encouraging employers and landlords to give you that opportunity in order to get back on your feet and be successful.
How about some feedback from families of these individuals who are part of 2nd Street?
We've been getting a lot of positive feedback. It's what a lot of people don't understand is when our clients go through some difficult times, their family members are with them through those difficult times. They suffer as well.
Yes.
So it's really important for us to obviously work with the clients directly, but also work with family members to show them how they can be supportive, of their family that's coming through the situation.
The dynamics are huge.
Yeah. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing to be there and be supportive for clients as well as their family. So we do have some family members that have some concerns. They call and ask us for assistance. And, we go right out. We'll go right out, we'll call, we'll, interact. A couple of weeks ago, we had a grandfather that was extremely concerned. And he called us, and, they stopped by shortly after that. And they met, the daughter met with Lindsay Maynard, and they were able to talk through some of the issues that they were experiencing.
How big's your staff?
So right now we have, so through the Pittsfield ARPA funds, it's myself, Rhonda Ellery, who's a navigator, and Samantha Bolio. The sheriff has been extremely gracious to the program by providing in-kind service positions. And that's Lindsay Maynard and half of Michael McMahon. So they also provide some navigation services as well.
I really like the term navigator.
Yeah,
That is just
It's,
like
well, it's
heading
actually,
towards the North Star.
I was always trying to use the term street worker, but
Yes, but that could have other connotations, which
correct. Navigator,
kind of funny.
Navigator it's a perfect fit. It's a perfect fit for what they do. They're helping these individuals navigate through all the obstacles that they have, trying to be reintegrated back into the community, and they just do a tremendous job. They do a really, really good job. They understand these individuals. Mike McMahon, Lindsay's been in it for 9 years, almost 10 years now. Mike McMahon has been he retired as a captain from Berkshire County Sheriff's Office, and he's a veteran. He does a lot for veterans. He does a lot for simple things like taking these guys to go to the Social Security office, taking these guys to get their license reinstated, taking these guys or individuals to probate court to deal with the issues they have in probate court. These are all things that these individuals don't have any idea how to do. These navigators navigate them through this
or have not been
timely
exposed to. Part of it is not growing up with healthy role models or family that it's also been.
And without having these navigators in place, and when we talk about relapse, it's the tiny little things that these individuals, the formerly incarcerated people, struggle with because they don't know how to do it, causes them to relapse. They just say, they throw up their arms and say, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I don't know which direction I'm going in. These guys point them in the right direction.
And once again, they're not alone. No. I'm a little curious about the partnership with the Berkshire Community College for publication using outside voices.
Yeah, so we have two cultural or three initiatives that we are going to roll out, or we have rolled out. It's going to start in April, and then in September we're going to have an event. So we have three events. The first one is it's an art exhibition. It's going to be where clients are able to come down to 2nd Street, and Phyllis Cornwall is going to be walking them through some steps of art. And what we're going to do is people that are selected, their art is going to be displayed in the Berkshire Museum, where people are going to be able to view it for approximately a month. The second initiative we have is through Berkshire Community College. It's going to be the creative writing, where clients are going to be able to sit down at, they're going to be able to come down on 2nd Street one day a week and work with a person from Berkshire Community College regarding their writing. If their writing is selected, we are going to have it put in a book, and the book is going to go through Berkshire United Way so that it's distributed throughout the Berkshire
And then
County.
I think that would be a wonderful topic for another Solutions Rising program, and bring some of those writers on and let them read.
Absolutely.
It's also another avenue, community television, not just here, but also Pittsfield.
Well, I appreciate that.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah.
And Pittsfield Access. Those are other avenues of possible things that they could explore that might help Second Chance.
Well, thank you.
Open up the creative possibilities for the individuals who were part of your program.
Thank you. And then the final is it's Hear Me Out, and it's going to be, we're going to spoken word movement, and it's something that we're going to try to show at Barrington Stage, or we're going to show it at Barrington Stage. And I think that these three initiatives are really important. The reason I think they're important is it's what I refer to as the what's next phase. And we've been talking about mental health, substance abuse, education, employment, and housing. Those are all things that are the immediate needs of our clients. We're encouraging our clients to think a little bit more outside of the box, the holistic approach. So once those things are in place and people get stabilized, there's other things. We live here in Berkshire County. There's a lot of cultural venues here. It's the mecca of art, and I think that most of our clients haven't been able to experience a lot of that. So through 2nd Street, Second Chances, we hope to encourage that. One of the other things that we want to do is workforce development. We want our clients to start pursuing in workforce development options through Berkshire Community College, where we can talk about versus just working a job, but we're going to talk about careers. We're going to get them involved in hopefully the workforce, where it's something that they'll be able to enjoy and they'll be able to do for the next 10, 15, 20 years.
I think one of the components of that is some volunteer work that can also give you an individual a way to explore something that they might really be good at. And they can also be a step towards walking right into a position if somebody sees them.
Absolutely.
So this is wide open.
It's endless. It's endless.
See, the nice thing with the workforce development with BCC, with Berkshire Community Colleges, we already have a program at the jail. It's the virtual welding program that we have through Berkshire Community College.
Virtual
welding.
Oh, welding.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. Fantastic.
So, individuals that are incarcerated can take this program. We have a graduation. President Kennedy comes up to the jail at the end of the so-called semester or term of the program, and we have a graduation for the individuals. But that just gives them a leg up, so that when they get out, and we have them now affiliated with 2nd Street, they can continue on with that program they had, the virtual welding, into the workforce program with Berkshire Community College.
Fantastic. Yeah. We're coming, of course, I think we need to do a part 2, obviously. We have just,
We love it.
I'm going to beat you on that one, Tom. I think we need to do a part 2 because there's so much to discuss about what you really are going by 2nd Street more. And of course, it's kind of nice to have a title that tells people where you are.
Right.
And we do have on the screen, or part of this, will be your website.
Wonderful.
So what is it, 2nd dash?
So it's 2nd-street.org.
And as we come to the end, a final thought from each of you, a wrap-up comment?
Oh, you want me to?
Either one.
Yeah, so absolutely. I just want to say thank you for having us here and providing us with this platform where we can, we use this to inform the community of some of the hardships that people, that formerly incarcerated people go through, and we hope that the community can welcome them with open arms so that we can truly make a difference. This is providing us the opportunity to change the trajectory of someone's life. This is this is something that can be done for now and future generations. And I just want to say that the community has been very gracious to us. They've been very supportive. We've been receiving a lot of phone calls. And a lot of the Berkshire Eagle and iBerkshires, they've given us this platform where we can really talk about what we're doing. So I just want to say thank you for that. And if there are some employers and
people want to
landlords out
contribute.
there,
Can they just go to your website and find a way to?
Absolutely.
I mean, you'll take checks and money and all that stuff, won't you?
Yes, we will.
Sure. And thank you so much, Mr. Jason Cuyler, Executive Director of 2nd Street, and Tom Bowler, the Berkshire County Sheriff. Thank you so much.
Touch on something that Jason had mentioned earlier about the collaborative effort.
Yep.
Berkshire County is a very unique place in the United States. There are some very generous and gracious people here in this county and agencies. And this would not take place, 2nd Street would not take place if we didn't have the partnerships that we've forged with these other agencies. And it's so vital and it's so important for them to be involved. We encourage other agencies out there. Our work release program since COVID really went down, I don't want to say went down the tubes, but it took a hard hit. And we want other companies or agencies out there to collaborate with us to give these individuals that second chance they need with employment opportunities. And
well, I have to come to an end. We all know how to find you. We do know how to find both of you. Thank you so much. And if each one of us picked up one problem and solved it, imagine the incredible view we would all have of solutions rising. Thank you to both of you.
Thanks for having us.